Hey everybody, it's Josie here. I am back with another one of my smash or trash videos. So today I'm talking about this book over here, and it's The Curses. This book was released this month, so it's a brand new release, and that kind of dovetails with one of my goals is to read new releases as they actually come out and then to review them for you guys so you can decide whether you want to read them or not. So this book is actually a sequel. So the first book is this one over here, is The Graces by Laura Eve. Now, let's talk about the aesthetic first of all. So I've actually kind of dressed myself today to match the aesthetic of this book, which is very black and silver. So I've pulled out my lovely goth t-shirt and all my goth apparel. I used to be a teenage goth. Goth is for life. So I thought, dress to match the cover. But I'll be honest, I'm not sure how I feel about this. So this cover and this cover do not go together at all. And I know a lot of people in their kind of bookish gripes say they hate when covers in a series don't match. And I'll be totally honest, I don't particularly like that either. So look at it from the side, like on a bookshelf, it just looks wrong. I don't understand the decision. And this is the UK softcover, and this is kind of all we got. So I have never online, I've seen a different cover. I think it must be for the United States, which actually makes more sense with this one. But with this, I for a second thought that this was like a proof copy, that this wasn't the final finished published copy. I kind of like the simplicity of it. I like the aesthetic of it on its own, I think. I'm starting to like it. But when you put it up against that, I'm sorry, it just doesn't work for me. I really hate the decision that was made to so drastically change this cover. So anyway, so that was my kind of bookish aesthetic gripe on it. But getting into the actual contents of the book, which is why we're here and kind of the main point, so the first portion of this video, I'm just gonna talk more generically, because if you do wanna read The Graces and you haven't read it yet, I don't want to necessarily spoil the entire story in here while talking about the sequel. So if you're not familiar with the series, this particular series is about a family of witches called the Graces, and they live in this town in America, and there's this kind of myth and legend around them. Are they witches? Now, the first book does sort of ask the question a little bit, because on the spine it says, everyone said the Graces were witches, and that's kind of the talk in this town, is that they are witches and they have magical power, and it's passed through their family line. So really, the premise of this first book, the reason I bought it is because that is so totally up my alley. I am absolute trash for anything witchy. I love witchy books. I love The Craft. I love Charmed, which there's a reboot of. Tangent. There's a reboot of Charmed from 2018. I did not even know that had happened, and it's really cool, and one of the sisters is queer. I love it. Anyway, I love all that. I love Charmed, I love practical magic, just anything witchy I'm there for. So I was always going to read this book, and I'll be really honest, I really enjoyed it. So you've got this family of witches. You have Talia, Fenrin, and Summer, the three kids. Talia and Fenrin are twins. Summer's the youngest daughter, and you then have another girl at this school called Morgan, or she refers to herself as River, and she's kind of obsessed with the Graces, and originally I think she's obsessed with Fenrin, but she becomes friends with Summer, and she, I don't want to say infiltrates, it sounds terrible, makes her sound really bad, but she kind of becomes friends, and she gets embraced into the universe and the lives of the Graces. And from there, certain events happen in this book. And what I loved about this book over here, The Curses, is that the first book actually left you on quite the cliffhanger. This second book then did pick up where the first one left off. So I sometimes, again, this is probably just, I don't know if this is a gripe of mine or just everyone's, is that when a book ends and there's a sequel, quite often there's a huge jump in time, or it doesn't actually take you back to where the last one finished. And I don't like that. I do like, if you're going to give me a cliffhanger, then, tell me what happens after that. So this book picks up, there's not a huge, it's probably a couple of weeks or months after the events of this one, but it does kind of pick up where the story left off. And this one kind of is more around the curse and around the Graces accepting and embracing their powers and what effect that has. It also is about the nature of friendship, family, about the secrets that we keep, and then the consequences that those secrets have. So I enjoyed that. I think those are all genres that I like and I enjoy. The first book also, which is interesting, The Graces, is from River's perspective, and then the second one is all from Summer's perspective, which was interesting to see the two different perspectives. And that did throw me a tiny bit in the beginning because I was expecting to be reading from River's perspective and then I didn't. So I would actually say The Graces, the main kind of protagonist, character is River, whereas in The Curses, it's Summer. I really enjoyed, I mean, like I said, I'm kind of trash for these kind of novels, so I enjoyed them both. It's weird, I've literally just finished this one, so the way when I come to rate these kind of novels, it's always a little bit difficult because they're not necessarily literary novels. I'm not going to necessarily rate them from sort of a literary perspective. When I read this kind of thing, I rate it from the point of view of, did I have a good time? Did I enjoy myself reading it? Was there any point where I wanted to stop? Was there any point where I was bored? Was I kept engaged? Was it fun? Was it thrilling? All of that. And yes, to all of those things. These books are fun if you enjoy kind of the witch element. There's some cool kind of magic spells going on in them as well. If you love the craft, all of that, it is just a fun ride, these two books. I do like the ending of The Curses. I feel like the series is now over. I haven't heard that Laura's written another book in the series. I don't feel like it's necessary. I'm actually quite satisfied with the way The Curses ended. Whereas with The Graces, I wanted to know kind of what happens further. Whereas with this one, I think it ended on a good note. You probably could write another one, but I don't think it's necessary. So I would say this is a duology. But yeah, I had a good time. I enjoyed it. It was fun. If you like that witchy genre, I would recommend it. I mean, overall, I'd give it 4 stars. Just because, like I said, there was no point that I was bored. I went through them really quickly. Yeah, I like all the witchy elements. I like the fact that not all the characters are particularly likable and they're not always shown from the point of view of, oh, the good guy, the bad guy. Lots of shades of grey. I like the friendship element and the elements of betrayal and betrayal within friendships and families, and also that kind of lies element. I don't know if I enjoyed the first book more than the second one. I kind of have to ponder on that a little bit more. But overall, I'd say for the series, solid 4 stars of fun, entertaining, kind of witchy, mystical, magical kind of reading. So yeah, so if that's your bag, if you like it, if you're like me, if you're trash for that kind of genre, I would recommend these books. Loads of fun. Yeah, had a great time. So that is my review on The Curses. I will speak to you guys soon. Have a good day. Bye-bye.